Far to the north of Scotland, where the restless sea kisses the sky, lies a scattered chain of 70 islands, wild, timeless and beautiful. These are the Orkney Islands, where the land tells stories of ancient peoples, Vikings, resilient communities, and a landscape shaped and honed by the wind and waves. Here, where the Atlantic meets the North Sea, the elements have carved out a rugged coast. The cliffs stand tall, guardians of the island, their faces worn by centuries of relentless surf and storm. Beyond the cliffs, the land softens into gentle pastures, a tapestry of greens and golds. Sheep graze lazily, their presence a reminder of the islanders' ancient bond with this land. The fields stretch out to meet the sky, endless and open, a canvas painted by nature's hand. Nestled along the shores of mainland Orkney, Stromness stands as a charming gateway to the islands. This historic town, with its winding streets and stone-built houses, is a place where the past and present coexist. The heart of Stromness lies in its very narrow lanes, where time seems to slow down. The stone houses with their slate roofs and colourful doors stand close together, creating a sense of intimacy and warmth. Here every twist and turn offers a glimpse into the town's past. Once a bustling port for whalers and traders, today Stromness is a hub for fishing boats and ferries, a lively point of connection to the wider world. The town's maritime legacy is etched in the weathered stones and cobbled streets, a testament to its enduring spirit. Its famous 19th century Canadian Arctic explorer Dr. John Rae is immortalised in a statue in memory of his discovery of the Rae Strait, the last link in the North-West Passage. On the road that links Stromness to Kirkwall lies the Neolithic stones at the Ring of Brodgar. Orkney is a land steeped in history, where the ancient and the modern coexist. The stones of the Ring of Brodgar rise from the earth, silent sentinels of a bygone era. These Neolithic monuments, shrouded in mystery, stand as testaments to a time when the stars guided our ancestors and the seasons shaped their lives. Surrounded by hills and water, the Ring of Brodgar is part of a wider landscape of Neolithic monuments. Here, amidst the open skies and vast horizons, one can still feel the echoes of ceremonies that celebrated life, death, and the mysteries of existence. Just a short distance away is the standing stones of Stennis. Tall and imposing, these megaliths have stood for over 5,000 years, silent witnesses to the passage of time. Their purpose, shrouded in mystery, evokes a deep connection to ancient rituals and cycles of the sun and moon. The city of Kirkwall, the vibrant heart of Orkney and its bustling capital, where the past and present intertwine seamlessly. The town's narrow streets, lined with charming stone buildings, lead visitors on a journey through time, from Neolithic origins to its rich Norse heritage. Kirkwall is dominated by the imposing presence of St Magnus Cathedral, dating back to 1137. At that time, cousins Jarl or Earl Magnus and Jarl Hakon ruled Orkney jointly. They met on the island of Egilsey in 1116, supposedly to resolve a dispute. Instead, Jarl Magnus was killed. He was later made a saint, and the new cathedral was built to enshrine his relics. St Magnus Cathedral was founded in 1137 by the Viking Jarl Rognvald in honour of his uncle, St Magnus. From 875 to 1472 AD, Orkney, along with Shetland, belonged to the Kingdom of Norway, and when the cathedral was built, it was ecclesiastically under the Norwegian Archbishop of Trondheim. Since then, and with the annexation of Orkney to Scotland, St Magnus Cathedral has been used for Catholic, Episcopalian and Presbyterian worship over the intervening years. The famous Circadian writer and poet George Mackay Brown had this to say about St Magnus.
Nowadays, when all life on earth could be ended by the pressing of a few buttons, St Magnus, martyr and peacemaker, emerges as a more powerful and radiant symbol than ever before.
Rising from the waters of the Orkney archipelago, the island of Hoy stands distinct and dramatic. It is a place of stark contrasts, where rugged cliffs meet rolling hills and ancient legends linger in the mist. Hoy is an island of natural grandeur and quiet solitude, a world apart, even within the Orkneys. The Dwarfistane, an ancient rock-cut tomb from around 3000 BC, it stands as a silent testament to the island's past. Carved from a single block of sandstone, this enigmatic monument stirs the imagination, evoking tales of giants and dwarfs and the mysteries of a long-lost age. Life on Hoy moves at a different rhythm. The ferry brings visitors and supplies from Houghton on the mainland, a lifeline connecting the island to the wider world. Yet there is a sense of timelessness here, where daily life is marked by the rhythm of nature, not by the clock. A perfect place for the renowned British composer and former Master of the Queen's Music, Sir Peter Maxwell Davies, to get inspiration for his many compositions whilst living here at Ratcliff Bay on Hoy from the early 1970s. The bond with Orkney significantly influenced his life and work, shaping his identity as one of the most distinctive voices in 20th century classical music. Many of his works evoke the spirit of Orkney, where he lived until his death in 2016. On the windswept shores of mainland Orkney, overlooking Einhallow Sound, lies the Broch of Gurness, an ancient Iron Age settlement. This remarkable site, with its stone structures and complex layout, offers a glimpse into a past where communities thrived under the northern skies. It is a place where the echoes of a bygone era still whisper through the ruins. The Broch of Gurness reveals itself as a marvel of ancient engineering. The circular broch, with its thick stone walls, stands at the heart of the settlement. Around it, a cluster of smaller buildings forms a labyrinth of passageways and chambers. These structures, meticulously crafted from local stone, speak of a community skilled in construction and resourcefulness. The Broch's entrance, once guarded and imposing, now opens to the world, inviting exploration. Inside, the remains of hearths and stone benches hint at a life centred around warmth and shelter. The high, dry stone walls, built without mortar, have stood the test of time, a testament to the ingenuity of those who call this place home. The artefacts unearthed at Gurness include pottery, tools and everyday items. They tell stories of a community skilled in craftsmanship and trade. The Broch of Gurness stands as a silent sentinel of the past, a place where history and nature intertwine. It is a site that speaks of resilience, community, and the enduring human spirit. In these ancient ruins we find not just remnants of a bygone era, but also a connection to our shared heritage. The Churchill barriers were built between 1940 and 1944, primarily as naval defences to protect the strategic Royal Navy anchorage at Scapa Flow. Scapa Flow has been a major Royal Navy base since World War I, and due to its sheltered waters and proximity to critical shipping lanes, it served as a base for protecting convoys. Just weeks into the war in October 1939, Scapa Flow was the site of a devastating German attack. A German U-boat infiltrated Scapa Flow's defences and sank the iconic battleship HMS Royal Oak. The attack resulted in the loss of 833 lives, shocking the British public and highlighting vulnerabilities in Scapa Flow's defences. This event led to significant efforts to fortify the base, including the construction of the Churchill barriers. I remember my own mother, who lived in Thurso on the mainland during World War II, telling me that the sky to the north over the island of Hoy lit up as if daylight when the second wave of torpedoes struck the Royal Oak. During the war, my mother worked on the Jellicoe Express trains, which ran a daily direct service between Thurso, the northernmost rail terminus in the UK, and London Euston. This was a 717-mile, 21.5-hour journey, taking service personnel and prisoners of war to and from Scapa Flow and other bases up and down the country. Nowadays, the Churchill barriers serve as road links connecting the mainland to the southern islands of Lambsholm, Glimpsholm, Bury and South Ronaldsay. All the underlying rocks in Orkney is sandstone, and here at Mull Head on Orkney's east mainland, the wild sea erodes this rock to form guilles or inlets and caves. This is an example of a gloop, from the Old Norse word glupa, meaning a chasm or blowhole. The gloop was once a long sea cave, but during fierce storms, the waves that entered the cave couldn't surge any further and crashed upwards. This caused the roof to collapse into the water below. Now the gloop is an open chasm filled with seawater. The sea still enters the gloop through the remains of the cave entrance. This is a fine example of how Orkney's coastline is constantly evolving. A short distance away, the Broch of Deerness is a well-preserved Viking Age settlement set up on a 30-metre high sea stack. The summit of the stack holds the remains of a chapel that was excavated in the 1970s, when it was found to have a timber phase that preceded the existing stone building. Also found was a coin of Eadgar, minted between AD 959 to 975, in between the two phases of the building. This chapel is therefore among the earliest known evidence for Viking Age Christianity in the North Atlantic region. Orkney is not merely a repository of stones and relics. It is a portal to understanding the deep roots of humanity, from the Neolithic monuments to the enduring Norse presence. Each discovery draws us closer to the people who first shaped this land with their hands and with their dreams. Here the past is not buried but alive. These islands remind us that our present is built upon the hopes, fears and triumphs of those who came before us. And as we uncover their secrets, we uncover ourselves.
On Orkney's coasts, where wild winds roar, Vikings sailed to settle and explore. They carved their mark on stone and land, a fearless, mighty warrior band. In longships swift they crossed the sea, to claim the islands wild and free. In every stone and ancient street, the Viking past and present meet.